for my yogis at home. And I don't even know if I'm going to need my shoes today, so that's kind of exciting. All right. Oh. Well, let's start standing.
I knew it.
I just had to pick, you know, half of y'all were standing and half weren't. Hands at heart center. Let's take a nice deep inhale together. And exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale. On this inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Press the palms together overhead, whether you're ready to gaze up or not. And the exhale, hands to heart center. Press when you come to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Press the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep pressing those palms together. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, heart center. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, heart center. Keep them there. As you fold forward, bend those knees as generously as you might like. Stay here in your forward fold. Knees really bent as much as feels good. Maybe a little swaying back and forth. And then bring hands to the shins. Let's come halfway up, straightening out the legs, pulling the spine long. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come halfway up again. Pull the shoulder blades together, belly pulled up and in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then palm the mat. Step back to the top of your push-up. Let's hold this first top of the push-up, first plank pose. Press back into your heels. Puff that space out between the shoulder blades. Pull the belly up and in so you get a little rounding. And then keep those nice long legs as you bring the hips high and come into your down dog. We're going to wave it back out to plank, so don't step forward. Wave it back out to plank as you inhale. And then as you exhale, hips high, down dog. Inhale, wave it out to plank. Exhale, hips high, down dog. Inhale, wave it out to plank. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. And then drop down to the knees, hands right underneath the shoulders, inhaling and exhaling into your cat-cow. On that exhale, really round the spine, chin tucks in. Inhale.
Oops, video cut out. After cat-cow, push to child's pose. Pull the belly up and in for engagement.
From your child's pose, come back up to tabletop. Reach the right arm open. And then thread the needle. Don't lie it down though. Reach through. Inhale, open up and find a twist. Exhale, thread through. Inhale and open. And this time as you thread through, come down onto your right arm and the right side of your face. And that left arm can reach open into the air or out in front of you. Make your way back to tabletop. Find your core stability and then reach the left arm open in your twist. And then as you exhale, thread it through. Inhale, open. Exhale and thread. Inhale and open. Exhale, thread. Keep that thread and lie down on that left arm. So again, that right arm can come out in front of you or open into the sky. Make your way back to tabletop, curl the toes, come back to your downward facing dog, just one inhale, and exhale there. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat, come halfway up, exhale and fold. Bend the knees generously, round it up, really exaggerate that rounding as you come up to standing, and then once you get to the top, reach the fingertips to the sky, exhale, side bend to the right. On your next inhale, arms up overhead, side bend the other direction. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands down at your side. 5 sun A's. Let's take a nice deep breath together first, and then exhale it out. On this inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, half lift. On your exhale, palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. On another exhale, on the toes or on the knees, lower all the way or part way if you're ready for chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Shift your gaze back towards your navel. Pull the belly up and in. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Come halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, reach up overhead, belly pulled in, maybe your gaze shifts up. And then on your exhale, hands to your side. Next inhale, right back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Lower all the way or perfect. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths again. Ask your shoulder blades to be away from the ears. Heels traveling down toward the ground. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat and half lift. Exhale and fold. Rise as you inhale, belly in as you look up, hands to your side on the exhale. 3 more, let's speed these up just a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Palm the mat, step back, lower as you're ready. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths still. What do you need to engage? On your inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Half lift once you're there. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise. Palms together, hands to your side on the exhale. Arms up overhead. Fold. Half lift. Vinyasa. Step back and lower. Open the chest. Downward facing dog. Travel to the top. Half lift. Fold. Rise. Hands to your side. Last fun A. Inhale up. Fold. Lift. Vinyasa. Downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Travel to the top of the mat, half lift, fold, rise, hands to your side, Samastitihi Tadasana. Inhale, chair pose. Maybe the palms come together, maybe the hands stay apart. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fold forward. Half lift, palm the mat, take the vinyasa of your choice. Remember, you can modify that anytime you like. Ending up in our down dog. From our down dog, raise the right leg, 3-legged dog. On your exhale, bend and stack, open up to the side. Knee to same arm as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Knee to opposite arm, take that arm or that leg across your body. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Step to the top of the mat, back heel down, come on up into that warrior 1. Pull the belly up and in, become as tall as you can in your spine. On an exhale, let's open up warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. What are you doing back there?
Long.
Windmill those hands down either side of your front foot. Step back to plank. Hold your plank. Hold your plank. Coming into side plank on the right, that might mean that the knee is down, or you could stay on your foot as you come into your side plank. Back through the top of your push-up, back through your plank, and side plank on the left, either the knee or the foot on the ground. Release back to plank, take a vinyasa, or bring those hips high and come right into your downward facing dog, so that you change that practice to be what you need. From your down dog, bring the left leg into the air. Exhale, bend and stack, open up to the side. On another exhale, knee to same arm. Inhale, lengthen back out. Knee to opposite arm. Inhale, 3-point. Step to the top of the mat, warrior one. So the back heel's gonna spin down and reach for the sky. On another exhale, open up that warrior two. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Peaceful warrior. Windmill your hands down either side of your front foot. Step back to the top of your push-up again. This time we're gonna hover the knees above the mat for 3, 2, 1. Come back to the top of your push-up and then take a vinyasa from here or go right to your downward facing dog. We'll build that fire, right? On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale and fold. Chair pose, drop the hips, reach the arms up overhead. Take a twist to the right. So maybe your elbow can bind on the outside of your leg. Look down at your knees, make sure they're in line. Pull the belly in. Come back through center, maybe reach the arms up overhead. And then find your twist on the other side. Come back to center, reach the arms up overhead. Stand straight, Samastitihi or Tadasana. Hand to big toe, okay? Or if you've got socks on, it might be to the outside edge of your foot. So it might be here, and then begin to straighten out. Or if that's not working for you, you'll hold on to your knee, holding the knee upright. So find the posture that's right for you. Oh, I'm wiggling all over the place. Yeah, we'll say it's the wind, right, Melissa? We'll say it's the wind. So push your foot, if you have it, into your hand and pull your hand back into your foot. Find your breath. We're going to release that leg and find it on the other side. Just a long, calm hold. That's what we're headed for, right? We're going to try and find that hold and find calm. If you have the foot, you're going to push the foot into the hand and then pull the hand into the foot. So that opposite movement. Blame it on the wind. And then release with that real steady control you found last time. Come back to your Tadasana, top of the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift, palm the mat. Take your vinyasa to downward facing dog. Linking your breath with your movement. Inhale the right leg up. On your exhale, bend and stack. Stay there or take a flip dog or a wild thing if you choose. Lovely. Come back to your three-legged. On your exhale, knee to nose 3 times. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling, lengthening out. Second time. Inhale. Last time, knee to nose. Lengthen back out. Step to the top of the mat. High lunge this time. High lunge. Back heel stays up. Let's find those cactus arms. We can open the chest, working into that back bend posture. Maybe your head drops back. On this exhale, I want you to bring your forearms together so you find this rounding. Do you need to sink down into your legs? And then inhale, open up that cactus arms. Exhale and round. Inhale, open up. Shoulder blades pulling together. Exhale and round. Hands to heart center, twist to the right. Hooking that elbow, breathing. On your next inhale, we're gonna windmill it around to warrior two. I'm gonna be facing away from you, but we're in our warrior two here. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. So I'm gonna take that on my forearm today, but also think about being light on that forearm so I'm not sort of dumping in there, hanging out. That opposite shoulder rotating open toward the sky. Let's find a twist the other direction. Left hand coming down to the ground, left heel popping up as you twist open to the right. And then release that hand either side of your feet. Step back to the top of your push-up vinyasa from here, or you might choose to take some side plank variations. And then eventually we'll meet in downward facing dog. So today you'll take whatever is right for you, whatever you might like to play with. That is lovely. Vanessa, in your bright purple, that looks so good. Okay, from down dog, inhale the left leg up, exhale, bend and stack, flip dog or wild thing. And if we don't know how to get into flip dog or wild thing, we're gonna bring that top foot to the outside of the bottom leg, the leg that's grounded. And then turn and rotate open toward the sky. We'll come back out of that into 3-point down dog and 3 times knees to nose. Exhaling as you come in. Make sure you lengthen out before you step to the top of the mat into your high lunge, back heels off the ground. And let's find a cactus in those arms. Or stay in that first one on this side, reaching that back hamstring to the sky. Maybe your gaze can drop back. On an exhale, we'll come up and then round it in. Inhale, open those cactus arms. Exhale, round in. Inhale, open. One more round, exhale, rounding in. Inhaling to open. And this time, round in. Then bring hands to heart center, twist to the left. Inhale out of that into your warrior 2. Adjust your feet as you need to. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. Any variation you're taking with that arm, but really think about rotating the top armpit open to the sky. We're coming out of this into our twisted lunge. Right hand down to the ground, back heel pops up. Keep turning, twist open to the left. Release that top hand down to the ground. Step back to the top of your push-up. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Hover the knees for 3, 2, 1. Let the knees come down to the ground and take a child's pose. If it feels a little cool to have the arms out, you can tuck them behind you and become very small and keep yourself warm. Let's take a couple more breaths there. Let's release the arms out in front if they have been behind you. Come forward to take a vinyasa, or come forward enough that you curl those toes and come right up into your downward facing dog. Movements of your choice. From down dog, we're going to come to Malasana squat at the top of the mat. If you're working on jumping there, feel free. Or maybe you're walking, I'm going to tiptoe myself there. That's feet to the outside of my hands, toes turned out, and then hips down as low as they can go. Oh, y'all are down there, so I don't even have to show you sumo. Hands at heart center. Let's see if we can find that really tall spine. On an inhale, we're going to shoot ourselves up into this 5-pointed star. It's a little bit narrow. Open up, maybe the gaze comes back. Exhale, we're coming back down into that squat. If it doesn't feel good on your knees to go all the way down, then come to here, because we're going to come in and out of that a little bit. If it's okay for you, you can drop the hips. Inhale, come back up, that 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink it back down. One more time on an inhale, come up. On an exhale, sink down. Come up last time, and then heel toe the feet together, coming back to your Tadasana feet, top of the mat. Ground into the left foot, Find your balance holding on to the outside edge or the big toe or the knee on the right. Super, super tall upright spine. Find your breath. This time let's take our leg out to the side. Again, we're working on a super tall spine. If we fall, that's okay. We just come back. Back to center. Now listen, we're gonna keep that leg raised and hands to the hips. Point your toe if you have the knee bent. Straighten it out as much as possible for 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Warrior 3. Oh, that left hip is gonna yell at us, isn't it? I kept my hands on my hips, but you could have your hands anywhere. It feels good to have balance. And we'll come back to Tadasana with control, with control. Wiggle that out. And on to the other side, left side. You're gonna find your balance wherever hold that might be for you. Super tall, that's what your goal is at the moment. And then leg out to the side. Shadow mess you up, won't it? Back to center. We're gonna release the leg, but try to keep it in the air. Toes pointed, legs straight for 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back to warrior 3. Keep going. Find that level hip as well as you can. I can kind of feel my hip bones, maybe feel what that's like. Little tiny bit of uplift in the chest. Breathing, right? And back to Tadasana with control. It'll wiggle that out again. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On your exhale, sit down, chair. Sweep the arm back like you're skiing, maybe even come up onto your toes. Come back to your chair, ground the heels, sweep the arms up. On an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Take the vinyasa of your choice to down dog. Right leg lifts. On an exhale, bend and stack. Another opportunity for you to play around with your flip dog or wild thing, so that right foot will come down to the ground way past the left leg. You just kind of work on continuing to twist open to your back. We'll come out to 3-legged with as much control as we can find. On the exhale, knee to same arm. Keep it forward, cross the body, opposite arm. Come back to the same arm. Sweep it back up, 3-legged. Whoo! Step to the top of the mat, back heel down, warrior 1 again. Find your breath. Open up into your warrior 2. If your socks are messing you up a little bit, you just make some adjustments, right? Yeah. Peaceful warrior, let's straighten out that front leg. We're coming into triangle, but my socks have made me slide. I'm gonna slip that back foot forward a little bit and then reach out over the straight front leg to find your triangle. Pull the belly in. Inhale as you come back upright. Turn that left foot out and the right foot out. Sink down into goddess, goalpost arms. Maybe sink lower. Find your breath. Pull the belly in. We're windmilling around to the top of the mat. Planting the hands, step back to the top of your push-up vinyasa, or any way you'd like to get to down dog. Left side, inhale the left leg up, bend and stack. Stay there or play around with that flip dog or wild thing if you would like. Yes, just have fun with it, right? Beautiful job. Come back to 3-legged and then knee to same arm. Keep it forward, cross the body, back to the left arm, reach it high, 3-legged, step to the top of the mat, warrior 1. Open up your warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Straighten out the front leg. We're headed into triangle. Make any adjustments you might need. Soften the knees so you're not hyperextending. push-up, take your vinyasa or side plank play and meet in down dog. From down dog, bring the right leg up three-legged. Don't stack it though. Instead, I want you to bend that top knee, toes pointed toward the sky. Really pulse that toes up to the sky for 5, 4, yep, 3, 2, 1. Round it in, hug it in, knee to nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it high one more time. Step to the top of the mat for your high lunge. Back heel stays up. Cactus, the arms open up. Maybe you're going to take that into a fairly large back bend. This is where I'm at right now. As you come out of that back bend, round it together. Pull those forearms together. Inhale, open up the cactus arms. Exhale, forearms together. Inhale, open cactus arms. Exhale, together, hands to heart center. We're going to twist to the right again. Maybe opening the arms like a book. Windmill it up and around, warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, hands to the hips. Let's turn the feet, outside edges parallel. Ooh, take a nice inhale, open the chest. On your exhale, fold forward, wide leg fold. Any hand placement you like. I'm going to keep my hands right on the ground. And then gradually sink into that forward fold. Good. No hyperextending the knees, no locking them. Little tiny bit of softness there. Inhale, as you come part way up, walk your hands to the top of the mat. Surround your left foot, and then keep going so that you spin open to the right. Maybe take this top hand and bring it behind your back, opening your chest even more. Reach that hand to the sky if it was not bound, or if it was, I mean, and then hand to the ground, drop that back knee. Inhale, you can come up into your ground, opening the chest. Exhaling, cactus arms into a bit of a back fold. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, open, twist to the right. Now maybe we're going to get fancy and reach that back hand to the thigh, to the calf, to the heel, wherever you might be as you open up into that twist. We're going to windmill out of this, hands down to the ground, and step back to your tall plank. Vinyasa from here, or no vinyasa. We're going to meet in down dog for the other side. Don't let me forget anything on the other side, y'all. Okay, if you're like me and you're sliding around in your socks, it's like an additional yoga challenge today. That's how I feel. From down dog, raise the left leg. We're going to keep the legs straight or straightened out-ish, and then bend the knee, pulsing to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round it in, knee to nose. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back up. Step to the top of the mat. High lunge. Cactus and walking up, grinding the back bend is a poor choice, but really opening those shoulders. On an exhale, round it in so the forearms come together. Inhale. Cactus arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Hands to heart center, twist to the left, keeping the hands there or opening the arms like a book. Here first, and then here. Windmilling up and around from here, warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, coming into our wide leg fold on this side. Hands to the hips, or maybe you like to keep them open as a T, and then fold forward when you're ready. Any bind that you might like to take. One more breath. On your inhale, come part way up. Walk your hands to the top of the mat, surround your front foot, but then keep going with that left arm twist open. Maybe even bringing the hand behind your back, opening your shoulder more. Unwinding if you have it there, both hands to the ground, and then drop the back knee. Low lunge, grounded lunge. Cactus the arms, find your back. Reach up overhead, open arm twist to the left. Now you might stay here, or like I said, we might get fancy. Find that back thigh, or back calf, or maybe even your heel. That's a balance act. Windmill out of that, and let's go right into our child's pose. So just bring that leg back and sink into your child's pose. Remember, you can always have your arms tucked in. Keep yourself nice and cozy. Find your breath. From your child's pose, let's come up into tall kneeling. I'm going to face you all. On an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Side bend to the right. Take an inhale, reach that top hand, and then as you exhale, sink into your side bend. Back to center. Side bend to the left. Just get there first. Inhale, reach that top arm. Exhale, sink into your side bend. Back to center. One more time on the right. Same thing you did last time. Get there. Take that inhale to reach. Exhale to sink. Back to center. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Back to center. And then hands to your hips. Too rough on your knees, then you don't have to stay here. You can come into standing and do a back bend instead, or you can stay here and work on your camel. Inhaling the chest high to the sky, elbows pulling together, and then as you exhale, hips come forward, head can drop back. You can stay here or grab for a foot. I don't think that's happening for me today. Take another breath. And then use the strength of your belly to come upright. I like to do cat-cow out of that. So hands to the ground. We're going to come back up into camel. And this time we're going to take a bit of a twist in our camel. That does not mean you have to reach for your feet, but you can if that's, the camel expression of your choice. We're going to inhale, open the chest, and then exhale, hips forward, head back. Maybe we reach the left arm up, ends up giving you a little bit of a twist. Then back to your back. Then reach the right arm up. Head back to your hips. And then use the strength of your belly to come upright and back into your cat-cow. Really think about pulling the chin in as well as a big opening in the throat. Make your way to downward facing dog. Sink into this down dog. Let it be a counter pose to that camel. Travel to your Malasana squat, top of the mat, whether you're tiptoeing, walking, or jumping forward. 5-point start, shoot it up there. Use the strength of those legs to push that, open up, exhale, sink back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. tree pose, because you know, 'tis the season, so tree pose. So I've found that I'm having a real hard time getting that tree to stick here with socks and everything else. So take the tree that's right for you today in this practice. Sometimes when it's different for us, alright, I'm about to get like super corny, but you know, rank that star at the top of your head. I know. And then reach, grow those branches. Maybe you play around with finding a bit of a side bend in your tree. Try that both directions, right? It's not going to be the same each way. Whatever you're doing, come out with control, and then you wiggle it out. Yeah.
It's easier to bend to the side that's up. Other side.
Not too bad. Okay, try that tree on the other side. I thought that was a drone at first, and I was like, okay. So tree pose on the other side. So whatever is appropriate for your practice today. Add your star. Grow your branches. Option to bend over to one side and then the other. See how each side is, how it feels. Come out with control. Save some control to land softly. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Fold forward. Half lift. Palm the mat for the vinyasa of your choice to downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up. Exhale, bend and stack. Knee to same arm. Inhale, lengthen it out. Knee to opposite arm. Put the foot down, open up. Fallen triangle. Release your hand back to the ground. Sweep that leg high. Or three-pointed star, or not. No. Step to the top of the mat. Warrior one. It's not a star. That was a down dog. It's okay. Sink into that warrior one. We've been here a few times now. Really think about opening that back leg. On your exhale, open up warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. So maybe you're going to come into some part of a bind or not. Maybe the top part can come into a bind if you're feeling like a full bind. As you come all the way back up, open up those feet, sink down into the toes. Pull those shoulder blades together. You can play around with coming up onto one toe or the other. I find that especially challenging in socks. We'll release the heels, push those legs up, big wide five-pointed star. Windmill the hands down and keep that left hand down, left heel up, sweep open to the right. Sweep that hand forward, come into your grounded lunge, left knee is to the ground, reach the arms up overhead, and then find your cactus back bend. Reach the arms upright, open arm twist to the right, and then any of those dancer arm postures slash it's sort of a camel, then you can play around with coming into. Windmill out of that, hands to the ground. Step back to the top of your push-up. Side plank on the right. Maybe you stay on your edge of your foot. Maybe you play around with that tree pose leg. Right? Could be tree poses down here. Could be tree poses right there, yes? Find that on the other side. Just a little challenge, a little play. Those tree pose leg variations. And then make your way to down dog. Might be through a vinyasa. Might not. Getting breezy. inhale the left leg up. On your exhale, bend and step. Knee to same elbow. Inhale, lengthen it out. Knee to opposite elbow, coming into our fallen triangle. So foot comes down, back heel comes down, open up. Hand back to the mat, sweep that left leg up. Top of the mat. Warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle, the version of your choice. Okay, playing around with that, any bind you might have taken on the other side. Eventually making your way out as you come upright, turn the toes out, sink down into your goddess. Last time. Sink low. Maybe you come up onto your toes, maybe not, you decide. Look at y'all working hard. Shoot it up, 5-point star. Windmill the hands down, come into that twisted lunge, right hand will come down. Sweep that top hand, drop the back knee. Open up into your grounded lunge and into your back bend here. Come upright first, open arm twist. Stay here or find the arm variation, handle variation, your choice. Windmill out. And through vinyasa to down dog. Come up on your toes in your down dog and then hover your knees. So like a down dog charger for 3, 2, 1. Release those knees all the way down to the ground and come into a child's pose. And or maybe you would like to play around with your headstand today. I don't cue that all the time out here on this concrete, but you know, you guys seem adventurous. So if you're feeling extra steady in your headstand, you could play around with tree legs up there. If nobody goes into headstand, I'll know. I'll know to move on. Okay, headstand or take your time. The rest of us are gonna come upright and bring our hands behind us. This might be all we have, right? Fingers point forward so that our shoulders can rotate in. Or maybe we'll play around with bringing the hips up and dropping the head back. Release the hips down. Use the strength of your core to help you come upright. Give yourself a nice hug. That's a big shoulder stretch. One arm on top of the other. And then we're coming back to it. We'll release the hands behind us, fingertips back. Chest up, pushing to the sky, even as your head drops back and your hips come up. Release the hips, strength of your belly helps you come up. Opposite arm on top this time as you give yourself a hug. If you can't remember which one, that's okay. Unwind and then have a seat. We don't need to go through a whole vinyasa to do that. Let's have a seat. It's a Merry Christmas Navasana. It's like Navadana Navasana. Okay, wait, what? What's happening over here? You're not disparaging my Navasana, are you? Okay, here we go. Boat pose. Here we go. Let's squeeze the knees together as much as they come, right? Toes might be here, anywhere. We're just breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the feet. Give your Perhaps the opposite way if you can remember. Release the feet and give yourself a nice hug. Come back to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Give yourself a hug. Okay, I'm going to turn the same way as you. We're about to change this up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Navasana. Feet down, hands back, reverse tabletop. Hips down. Find that Navasana. Don't rush through it. Give yourself a second to find it. And then feet down, hands down, tabletop. You go at your own pace because we all might need to come into that slightly differently as we find that balance and give ourselves time to be in each posture for a moment, but just a little moment as we go back and forth. This is how we're going to sneak in extra Navasanas. Let's do about 3 more rounds. Alright, are y'all going to believe that I'm in 3 counts? I've forgotten where I'm at, but I'm going to do one more. I know, that's crazy, isn't it? Okay. Alright, after we come down, we're going to release the legs out long and take a long forward fold. So find any bind or hand placement that feels right for you. Think about having a nice long spine as you stretch out over your straight legs. On your inhale, begin to come upright. Let's take our feet together like Baddha Konasana. We are eventually going to head into our wide leg fold, so if you want to turn on your mat anytime you can. So feet together, open those feet like a book. Oh gosh, tall spine. And then we're going to fold over those feet. Some of us might lie down and some of us will just lean forward. All right, still think about this as a posture you're using, so use your breath. And then make your way upright, opening up your legs for a wide leg fold. Okay, so before we even fold forward, like make the wiggling adjustments you might need. Find some length in your spine and then begin to walk it forward as if you're going to put your ribs on the ground. Keep that nice long spine, supporting yourself with your hands wherever you need to end up. And then if you want to drop your head, you can do that too, even stacking fists so you have some support. Ruth, that is looking very good over there. I mean, I hope you're proud of that fold. That's good. Make your way upright. We're going to take a side stretch. If you prefer to have a knee pulled in, then we'll pull the left one in as we stretch over in a right side stretch. But you can have your legs wide, yeah. Make your way upright. Slowly, gradually switch sides. let's come back here on the mat and we're gonna round it down. We're actually headed into fish pose, just another way to open up the chest. So we're gonna round it down, use the strength of your core. I like to tuck my thumbs right under the thigh area and then press into my forearms and drop the head back. Opening the chest, like your chest is just reaching towards the sky. Nice, take some deep breaths there. So if you can manage it, yes, you're wiggling those arms out so that the top of your head can just kind of kiss the ground. It's just touching the ground, if it can. Vanessa, that looks really good. So that you're lying down on your back, and then let's take a long body stretch. Open up the shoulders the opposite way. Really push and press through your toes and your fingertips, or if you like to push through your heels instead with your feet flexed, reaching the feet and the arms long. On an exhale out of this, let's bring the right knee in towards the chest. Wrap it up so you can really pull it in nice and tight. Press the left leg down onto the ground. Make it active. Reach through the arms, reach through the legs, and then hug the left knee in. Find that deep compression, really hugging it. Release into your long body stretch, nice and active. Find that reach. And then hug both knees into your chest. Really thinking about hollowing out the belly here so that there's more room for your thighs to come even closer to your ribs. This is a great posture to also work on activating that pelvic floor. To the right, so you might like to keep your legs really tucked in, or maybe you like to bring your feet to the ground and shift your hips over to the left and then tuck them in. When it's cooler like this, I do seem to like to have my knees tucked in a little closer, but you decide, make your twist what it needs to be for you. Center and or make any adjustments you might need to your hips before taking your twist the opposite direction. Out of that, there's really nobody around, so we can feel free to take a bit of a happy baby if we like. Maybe rocking side to side for a moment. And if there's another stretch that you would feel, or another posture that you would feel completes your practice, take that and then make your way into Shavasana. Make sure that you've come into a comfortable Shavasana posture, including any layers you might like to have. I think it's fairly warm for our Shavasana today, but make yourself nice and comfortable.